instinct.
All right. Hey, it's your man Super Dave Raines from Super Dave Raines' The Big Show Entertainment Network, and I'm joined by Dustin James from Generally Nerdy on Big Show Entertainment Network.
Still wrong hat. Sorry.
Still wrong hat. And, of course, our favorite guest, Reed and Reagan. So, guys, we just saw the end of the Skywalker saga.
So real quick, we're doing some fan reactions real quick. We have a dude who's sitting on the side.
Right.
He's got to head out. So we're gonna pull him on. What's your name, bud? Brian with a B or R?
Ryan.
With an R. Ryan with an R. So Reagan, just scoot a little bit. There we go.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Super Dave Raines. Welcome to Super Dave Raines and The Big Show.
You're welcome. I like your hoodie.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So, what did you think?
You know what? I read all the reviews, and I really wanted to like this movie.
Right.
Really, really bad. But to me, it felt like fan fiction.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, and I felt like they already did that.
Last Jedi was really fan fiction too, but anyway. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, I felt like they've done that in 7,
Right.
And I thought that I think the problem is that they messed up the second movie, The Last Jedi, and they really didn't know what to do or where to go. What did you think that?
100%. It felt like 100 writers went into a room and said, "What do we want to put into Star Wars?" And then they just put everything in there.
Yeah, I thought that. Hey, Disney, I get it. You're trying to finish this off to go to the next chapter or whatever you want to call it. Personally, I feel
they still don't know what that's going to be either.
I know, but I feel like a sense of relief. I think it's time to move Kathleen Kennedy aside.
Yep.
Hopefully, she'll move aside, and it'll be Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That's what I'm thinking, because we know that we can get a good movie out of the Star Wars universe. We got A New Hope. We got Empire Strikes Back, which is the best of all of them. Return of the Jedi. We got Rogue One, and we have The Mandalorian. And I think the Clone Wars is great too. So, what do you think?
I have hopes for the future, but
right now
it's looking grim.
Yeah,
it's looking grim.
enough.
I'm not gonna
enough.
lie. We just saw the episode 7 of The Mandalorian today. It was great.
It was great. Oh my God.
So good. Yeah.
And I think too that we need to get a serious villain back into this.
Yes.
Okay, a little bit more.
We've warned Palpatine. Ow.
Yeah.
Worn out.
Yeah, he was worn out. He looked tired on screen. I was like, he wants to retire. He's wondering, like, why did you bring me back? I was enjoying retirement. But anyway, he did.
Thank you, Ryan, for joining
Ryan.
us very, very much. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Already did when we were setting up.
Thank you. So we're what are your thoughts now that we've gotten past the lightning reaction?
I mean, I think you're right that they just didn't really know where to go with this one, and it just felt like, let's just push nostalgic, and it's like, yeah, you did that in 7, like, where's the story now? It just felt kind of jumbled together.
Yeah, I thought so. No, I'm not gonna lie. There are some parts of this film I did enjoy.
Right.
I think Daisy Ridley as Rey was excellent.
She was phenomenal. Like, her acting skills were fantastic, amazing.
What about Jonas Suotomo as Chewie? This is technically it's the second movie that he's been solo on it, but the first saga movie that he's gone solo as Chewie.
I don't have a problem with that.
I thought he knocked it out of the park, and I thought Anthony Daniels knocked it out of the park. For supporting cast, this movie was great, but it was a lot of fan service. I can totally understand.
Well, I just felt that it was a little too bright. At no time that I felt like the heroes were in jeopardy or were, Luke really went through a tough time.
That was going to be one of my notes, too, was because we found out, spoilers, This is
Are we gonna-
early in the movie, so I'm not spoiling the end of the movie. But we found out very quickly the fate of Chewie. I feel like if we had let that hang in the balance
Yeah.
for like a good chunk of the movie and then reveal, he wasn't on that ship, then I feel like there would have been a lot more stakes. But that's why it
Yeah.
didn't. That's why I because I was definitely caught up in the nostalgia. I was definitely caught up in, and this is kind of how I reacted to Last Jedi when I first got out of it. It was like, wow, that was kind of awesome, but then all of the things are broken. I don't see anything broken here, though, is the difference. It was just a lot of fan service.
Here's the deal. The reason, and I dislike The Last Jedi instantly.
From the jump, yeah, no.
From the end. Because, Star Wars, and Finn kept saying, well, it's a feeling. No, it's a force, and you're not a force-sensitive person, okay? So I really don't like that either.
How do we know he's not force sensitive? There was nothing ever establishing him as
established
not.
that he was. Come
And
on.
that's what they did in this movie.
I don't know.
And that's what they kind
Reagan,
of
you're gonna
alluded
have
to
to
in
break
the
this
previous movie.
Oh,
So we have already established in this continuity, even in Disney continuity, we have established that there are people who are sensitive to the Force who are not Force users.
All right.
See your other favorite movie, Rogue One.
I get
I'm one with the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. He
Oh,
wasn't
I
a Force
love that.
user.
No, but it was a religion to him.
Right? But
So
he wasn't
that's
a
little
user. He
different.
was sensitive.
Right. So, but okay. You're talking about what's his
I
name?
can't think of his name. I just remember the mantra.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're gonna bring in Rachel and Rachel.
Yeah, sure. She
and-
had a really interesting take on it. I heard as we were walking out of the theater. So,
Yeah.
Chutch,
So,
I only heard part of it. You said it's a really well-made. Let's make room for it.
yeah.
You said it's a really well-made movie, and then I couldn't hear the other half of that statement.
Now I'm blanking. So I thought that it was a really well-made film with a plot that I had a lot of questions about.
Okay, fair enough. What were the
yeah.
questions?
So I said it in the pre-movie interview, and I'll say it again. I have questions with the motivation behind bringing Clone Wars into the canon. And I think this movie was heavily influenced by that from start to finish.
Absolutely.
And-
Absolutely. The whole Sith temple that's right out of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, the role that the Sith played in Episode 9, I think, is a very Clone Wars role. Compared to the original trilogy, compared to the prequel trilogy, they had nothing like what Episode 9 had for the role of the Sith and the development of the Sith as, a cult, a religion,
It seemed almost to be like a race of people there for a while. That's the kind of the feeling that they laid it out there at the end of the movie was like, there is a race of Sith, my followers, he kept saying.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
But
that's
was,
another
I
thing
understand
that
that's
doesn't
not
exist.
what it was.
Yeah, because there's the whole rule of two. Well, let's just sweep that rule of two aside and
Okay. So that was broken from Lucas. I totally agree with that. They kind of forgot about the rule of two very, very quickly. They forgot about the rule of two in the prequel trilogy, where they set up the rule of two.
I don't even know where to start. But okay, the movie I gave it 3.5. It's not terrible, but
It was very enjoyable, and it was very much fancy. If you are going to see something that is like, I want to see all of those pieces from before brought into one movie, that's what this was.
Okay. But I still don't.
That doesn't make it better. That doesn't make it better.
Where the story was going, I don't know. We had a little discussion off camera, and I still say if it's not up to par with Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter as far as the villain, then I'm not in it. That's how I feel.
I feel like I agree with that statement, but I feel like what they did with Palpatine, for what they had set up, the direction, the quote-unquote direction that they had, was epic.
Okay.
On a very grand scale. He was like a god.
Okay, I can go along with that. You know what made it even better?
If he wasn't the big villain. if they had stuck with Snoke as the main villain for this entire
that
trilogy.
would have been nice. But you know what would have really been nice if he had been training a new apprentice the whole time. And
there's a video game. Why can't I think of the name of the game?
His new apprentice pops out at the end and whoops Rey and whoops Kylo, whoops them both, and we end in the cliffhanger.
And that brings us into a new era.
Exactly.
It would have to be another trilogy. I think that really what Disney's doing is they're making. I don't want to vilify Disney, but at the same time, I'm going to throw them under the bus.
I see that bus coming.
It's coming fast. I kind of feel like what Disney has done with this trilogy is they've tried to market what effectively is really a kids movie to the masses, and I feel like the depth of the villains, right, which we're talking about right now, but also just the development of the characters is only really to a high level. They're really not going down. They're not really having these well-developed arcs. They're having an arc. Like, Kylo Ren definitively had an arc.
Very much had an arc.
Very much so.
But they didn't develop the villains particularly enough, like, beyond what would scare a kid, on like a Saturday morning cartoon level,
True. No,
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah.
Like, I thought our first glimpse at Palpatine was effective as a first glimpse. Like, oh my God, he is still alive. He's in pieces, but he's still alive. So, like, that was effective. But yeah, no, he totally became a mustache twirling villain by the end of this, and was just like, I'm gonna sit on my throne and be powerful because reasons. Like, I totally get that. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've come to the end. At least we don't have to, deal with the Skywalker saga anymore, and we can go in a new direction.
That's not to say we're not going to deal with Skywalkers anymore.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I think that they're going to have to, changing of the guard needs to happen at Star Wars.
That's going to be the big
rumor
thing.
is they're not happy with the franchise, and nor should they be. They've effectively destroyed what made Lucas so wealthy and the franchise so wealthy.
They've done nothing for the toys.
The merchandise. That's how they made the money.
That's true. That's how Lucas made his money.
Exactly.
Fox didn't make money on any of the toys, but because that's who owned it at
They were
first.
like, you can have the toys. Little did they know
he was smarter than they thought.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where all the money. It's like Bill Gates telling IBM, "Hey, the money's in the software," and they're like, "No, it's not." Guess what? Yes, it is. But anyway. Wow, thanks, Reagan. It's great to see you and your dad. And thanks, Rachel. And Rachel, we have new friends that we'll be bringing to you in 2020. We got a lot of movies in 2020. I think we're getting rolling pretty early.
17th with Doolittle, right?
Doolittle, and then
the 16th, I guess.
The 16th, and I think we've got Mulan, and then the new James Bond film, No Time to Die. Hopefully they don't mess that up, because the last one was a disaster.
The trailer looks promising.
Yeah,
The Free Guy trailer looks promising.
The trailer looks very promising. All right. Well, we'll be back in just a few minutes with a little bit more post-show Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Long have I waited.
All right, so sorry for the technical difficulties. There was a little audio jump that you just witnessed. I apologize. Batteries are a thing. But anyway, we were talking.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think the great thing about tonight is we got to get together as friends. So I always love that. It's the Big Show Entertainment Network family. Black Lion Endeavors is the company. We call ourselves the Pride, like a Pride of Lions. But that's what it's all about, that we get together and enjoy a film together and, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to say entertain ourselves, but
I mean, that's kind of what we're doing here,
yeah,
right?
kind of a little bit. But, I want to give a special thank you to Hannah Whitson at Regal headquarters, Brad Beckelheimer, the general manager here, Brad Beckelheimer, the GM here at Regal Cinema, United Artists, Colorado Center 9, and IMAX, his assistant manager, Emily, everybody out there that is Super Cool Nation, a fan of Big Show Entertainment Network, Dustin James from Generally Nerdy on Big Show Entertainment Network, of course, Reagan. We're all fans of Reagan. She's great. She wears great sweaters, too. But, hey, everybody out there, I want to wish you a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2020. We got a full year of films. We're going to get started.
All kinds of stuff happening.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff happening on the network. So from all of us at the Big Show Entertainment Network family, until next year, own the love.